Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. Today's going to be a push-pull workout. I'm starting off with a speed bench day today. This is part of my new conjugate training system here. What you're going to see is 3 reps done as quickly as I possibly can. This is at 115 pounds. It's usually about 50% of my max reps, or my max. You're going to see these move pretty quick. The idea of this is to get them moving about 1 rep per second, about as quick as that is possible. In between these sets, this next set I believe you're going to actually see me do some ab work. I throw the ab work in after a couple of my sets here. It's about 5-6 sets that I do some abs. I don't do abs a lot because I don't really feel like they're super necessary. I more work on my core. So core strength versus and core stability versus actually having abs is more important to me. I do work on my abs because I do feel like there is maybe a need for a little bit of, looking good, staying trim in the middle, but it's not something that I necessarily have to do. I just do 10 Bs up in between each set here for the next 5 or 6 sets. You're actually going to see 15 sets of this 115 times 3. Each one of these moves pretty good. During the middle, I'm not sure exactly what happened, why things changed up around on me a little bit, but they move a little bit slower. Not sure why. I changed up my hand position a little bit. I made sure to lock my wrists in during the workout here towards the end of the bench press session. That is more for me to keep my stability in my wrists a little bit better. Work on doing that. That way whenever I get under heavy loads, it stays the same instead of worrying about my wrist bending backwards and causing me issues in the future. Now the issue with this, the speed bench, I'm not getting a whole lot of hypertrophy, and I'm not getting a whole lot of strength. This is mostly about explosion. Getting this bar off my chest as quickly as possible, making sure it moves quickly and in a good, efficient manner. I'm not really worried about piling on strength today. This is about getting through the movement, getting through it quickly, getting some good work in. In between each sets, I did do some quick cuts today, so there's about 60 seconds rest in between each set. You're going to actually start seeing here pretty quick that these start moving pretty well again. Again, I want to do 1 second per rep. That's the goal. That's the target. If you feel like you cannot do the 1 second per rep, you need to back down the weight a little bit and go from there. One thing I also need to do while doing this is trying to keep my body on the bench. You see me pop up a little bit. A little bit of pop is not so bad, but again, it's something that you want to control. It needs to be a quick, explosive rep under control. This set was really good right here. In the next few sets, you're actually going to see me start using a little bit of leg drive. That's just because at this point I'm tired. 45 reps is still 45 reps of anything. So it's mostly at this point, it's my joints getting tired, getting a little bit fatigued from moving so quickly. 1 minute of rest in between each still seems like a lot of time, but it's not really that much. You're actually going to see me move through these pretty quickly. The next thing I'm doing today is, again, it's a push-pull day, so I'm going to do some overhead press. When we get to that, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but it's another pressing movement. It transfers over to the bench press lightly. It's more for getting some more of that movement. I went a little bit heavier today. It didn't go super heavy, but I did do 115 on it, so it was pretty good day for some shoulder work. Again, this is just finishing up. Again, 15 sets is a lot. It's a lot of work on this, so this is most of the video here. I do want to mention that I did not show my deadlift workout this week. It was boring, guys. It was a rough and boring workout. I did some deadlifts off of a 2-inch platform, which is just some plates. That way I could get a little bump off the ground. I feel like that's where I struggle with, is getting the weight off the ground, and I want to try to get my conventional deadlift up. That's where a lot of people my size are a little bit stronger. And one way I know about getting weight off the floor is by getting a little bit higher up and making sure that you're using your legs to drive drive into the ground while you're deadlifting. So again, I'm not going to show something that's just going to bore you to death and put you to sleep. So keep that in mind. I will be showing deadlift next week. I am planning on doing from a platform at least until I get down to my set of 5, and then at that point I might start backing down one set of elevated deadlifts a week, or a set. So instead of doing 5 reps at the top, I'll do one set. That's just to give me a little bit of break. That is a lot of deadlifting. Again, I'm not going to do deadlifting speed work an awful lot, because deadlifting is just super hard to recover from, and I feel like doing the squats like I do benefits me again in the deadlift. Right there was my first set of 115. You saw me with my bench grip. That was my normal bench grip. I wanted to work pretty closely towards my bench. This one's a little bit wider. You're actually going to see my triceps working a lot less, but my shoulders working a whole lot more to keep this thing stable. You're also not going to see me go as low as that first set. That's because my arms are so extended that it is hard to get that range of motion all the way down at the bottom. I feel like I am going to rip my deltoid off my body if I go any lower than chin depth. I feel like it moves a little bit better this way, but again, I'm losing a lot of contraction to my triceps, and I'm not really getting any movement in them. That's going to be the last set that you see of this. I didn't feel the need to show that too much more. This is just some lat pulls, guys. What I did on this is I went around twice around the horn, what I like to call it. If you look at the handles, there's 4 different ways that you can grip this. So I went around the horn twice, same weight each time, but using the different handles twice. If you look right underneath my elbows, you'll actually see my lats. They're actually got a pretty good pump. Still from yesterday. Yesterday, like again, deadlift was just a killer day. When you're going from an elevation from your deadlift, you get a lot of lat work in. This is just something that I'm doing here to get a little bit of extra lat work. You saw me do the inside, and now I'm doing the outside. Again, the best thing to do with this is to picture your elbows touching together and behind you. That's going to make sure that you get the most contraction out of the lift. Right here is some tricep push downs. These are super heavy, guys. I did 10 sets of 5 today. Since I did such a lower weight earlier this week on regular bench press day, I went ahead and moved the weight up and made them a little bit lower, made them a little bit more powerful. That way I get some good power into them. After that, I moved on to some curls here. I probably went a little bit too heavy on these because I started getting a little bit forward and rocking back, putting some body English into it. Not a bad thing. It's just something I want to keep in mind when I'm doing this, is making sure the weight is appropriate for the movement. The reason why I do these is not necessarily for the big bicep muscle. I'm not doing it for that. I am doing it for bicep health. That way, whenever I start doing deadlifts, and since I use an offset grip, one hand forward, one hand back, a lot of people go ahead and tear their bicep muscles whenever they're doing the deadlifts, because they tend to pull whenever they're at the top of the lift, and you don't want to do that. Here's just a burnout set I do at the end. I lightened it up a little bit and went on from there. Guys, I do want to thank you for coming in and watching. I know this is a shorter video. I want to keep these things short and quick and to the point. If I feel like I need to show you something, I will. Again, make sure to click my links down at the bottom to Amazon. I'm an affiliate with them, so anything you purchase from them, I do get a little bit of cut of. And the same thing with the Strength Shop USA. It's a great powerlifting website. You get your powerlifting gear, anything that you need, they have it. I just bought my singlet from them, and it was great. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Have a great day.